We start with Ram. Ram is divinity himself. He's the incarnation of Vishnu, right? The seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And last time I told you the difference between Ramayana and Ramcharitmanas, right? In Ramayana, Valmiki depicted Ram as a simple human being, right? Not as an incarnation of the Lord. Though, of course, he was incarnation of Vishnu, but the aim of Valmiki was not to present a god to the world, but to present an ideal person to the world. Mais par contre, Tulsidas, his aim was to present a god, an avatar to the world, together with it to show how to be an ideal person. Okay. But Ramayana a bit different, where Ram has not been presented. That was not the aim of Valmiki, right? That was not the aim of Valmiki. So Ram has many human qualities in him, which we usually take as an example. When people get married and all, we always take the example of Ram and Sita, right? Because Ram has always followed dharma. He never departed from the path of dharma, right? And there was no imperfection on his character. This might be debatable for some of you. You might say that he abandoned his wife, etc. So this doesn't make him perfect. That is debatable. You can write it in your work. Remember, last time we said when they returned to Ayodhya after killing Ravan, after few days, Ram abandoned Sita. Sita went to the forest where she was pregnant. Love and Kush, she got love and Kush there. A perfect husband cannot do that. You can't abandon a wife like this. And just because people are talking about Sita, we're talking about Sita, that how come Sita could stay with a stranger, Ravan being the stranger, right? So this part you can criticize in your work as well. Let's see this one. This one is important. Rama is known for speaking the truth. This is the Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. You can write it in your work also when you are writing about Ram, for example, you can quote that. Ram always spoke the truth. He always followed dharma, righteousness. And he looked upon his mother, father, and teacher as God. What we say, Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. And he followed his father's command. For example, he obeyed his father. He went to the forest because of his father's promise, right? He adheres to truth. He keeps his promise. We saw the example where he met Sugriv. He helped Sugriv in defeating Bali. That was a promise done, which he fulfilled that. He knows dharma. He follows dharma. He possesses many virtues and he is very wise, right? So in the Ramayana, it says that no one can deny the fact that Ram came on earth for the ascent of man, right? So that is the aim of Ram, of Valmiki writing the Ramayana, not to present him as the god, but to help people to reach moksha, to be better, to be better humans. He has inspired people throughout the ages, even today. All this happened in the Treta Yuga, the Ram episode in the Treta Yuga. But still today we are still inspired by the story of Ram, right? But Ram can be criticized, as we said, for various reasons. First, Sri Ram was fully aware that his father would not live long if he would go to the forest for 14 years. Yet he went to the forest, right? But this is one point, of course, where you can criticize Ram. But the thing is, what has to happen will happen. No, you can't defeat that destiny in a sense. Okay, what's written there will definitely happen. And remember, Dashrath was cursed when he killed the parents of Shravan. The parents of Shravan cursed Dashrath that he will also die due to separation from his son. So that curse needed to be fructified. No? So things will happen like that, obviously. And death is inevitably unpredictable as well. Maybe Dashrath could leave even many days after Ram left. He died approximately 6 days after Ram left Ayodhya, right? Now, another way you can criticize him, I told you, say the sending Sita to the forest. Another criticism can be that Ram, he has not spoken the truth to Surpanakha, the sister of Ravan, right? So when Surpanakha saw Ram in the forest, she was enchanted by the beauty of Ram. She approached Ram wanting to marry him, desiring to marry him. But Ram actually told him that he was already married, which was definitely true. And he told Surpanakha to go to meet Lakshman. Lakshman, who was unmarried, who was a bachelor. Okay. But the thing is, Lakshman was not unmarried. Lakshman's wife was not with him, right, in the forest, but he was married, right? He was definitely married. So this is another point where you can criticize Ram. He did not speak the truth. Now, how you can refute that is Surpanakha had to be punished. Maybe you can take it in that way. She had to be punished, so that might be a way to get her punished, right? Now, Sri Ram in the forest helped Sugriv to defeat Bali, Bali or Valli or Vali, whatever, right? So Bali then, he had powers in him. Whoever would confront him will be face to face fighting with him. He could grasp the powers of the person. So if you go in front of Bali, Bali will grasp, will take all your power. So that's why it was difficult for Sugriv to kill his brother, to defeat his brother. But Ram did that, which is good. But how did he kill Bali? He killed Bali by hiding behind a tree and shooting at him, which is definitely against the law, the rule of war. You can attack someone behind, right? So that can be a point to criticize Ram. And the last one, the next one is about leaving Sita in the forest. In your work, don't hesitate to criticize the character Ram. It's just a work, right? But we always say that Ram sent Sita to the forest when she was pregnant. That was not fair and all. But we should not forget that Ram was a king at that time. He became the king of Ayodhya at that time. And for a king, it is the rule written in the scriptures. For a king, his subjects need to come first, not his private or personal or family life. Salibuvin second. His priority should be the subject. That's why Ram decided to renounce Sita, right? To renounce Sita so that he could take care, he could please, he could take care of his subjects, right? You can mention Manusmriti also here. Manusmriti has stated that, where, of course, the Vedas also has stated it, where the king's priority is always the subject, not personal benefit or personal life. Bon, malgré que we criticize Ram for whatever points here, but he's someone who followed dharma. It's like, you know, like we all have good qualities, you know, yet we are not perfect. So Ram also is that character. He had so many good qualities, but maybe some imperfection in him. But for some scholars, these are not imperfections. Okay, he had to act like that as per the situation, as per the condition at that time. Right? If you know Manthara, Manthara was the maid of Kaikeyi. She was the one instigating Kaikeyi. C'est à cause de même Kaikeyi inal demande Dashrath those two wounds. So Manthara, she did the evil part, no, in the whole story. She instigated Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi asked the two wounds from Dashrath. Then Dashrath finally died, right? So Manthara being the cause of it, being the evil one here. But Manthara always praised Ram. Manthara, malgré she was the evil in the story, but she always praised Ram in the following words. Ram is the storehouse of virtues, disciplined, grateful, devoted to truth, the eldest of the prince, etc. Right? So you will see in this PDF, you will have lots of quotes on the various characters. You choose what you can be easy for you to learn. You learn that and you include that. No? For example, you could write that Manthara praised Ram, that Ram is the storehouse of virtues, very disciplined. That will be okay. This is referencing. So this is the story here about the two bones, which we talked the last time about it. Now, see this. There is no greater dharma than service to one's father. Ram says that there is no greater dharma. If our father or our parents asked us to do something, our duty should be, Community Tara, Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, right? Our duty is to serve them, to respect their decision, right? And to abide by what they say. So while trying to dissuade the Kaikeyi from her strong determination to send Ram into exile, King Dashrath praises the qualities, the virtues of Ram. So even King Dashrath praised Ram, that Ram is a tiger among the Raghu, Raghus is a clan, the name of their clan. We call Ram usually Raghuvanshi, no? That he has given his mind to dharma. Ram has always followed dharma. The brave Ram conquers people by his virtue. He doesn't always need to fight to conquer people. And the twice born through charity. He gives charity. He was a prince. No, he gives charity. Elders through service and his enemies on the battlefield with his bow. So here this is an important one. Ram is the prince. He has money. He has the all facilities. He gives charity, which is one of the duty of people, of a Hindu. And he conquers people by his virtue, means he influences people by his virtue, which is definitely what Bhagavad Gita has said. We need to be a path maker. And he does service to the elders, which is Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Ubhyanujaha. There are three depths actually, Pitri Ring. We have to follow them to do service to them. And he is also a Kshatriya. A Kshatriya, that is, he is a warrior. And he does his duty as a warrior. Okay. Now you will see many quotes here. You choose your own, what you want to, what is easier for you to learn, right? You can write. All are translations from Ramayana, right? You'll see it is in Sanskrit. It is Ramayana. Ram revered all his gurus, even Guru Vashishta, and he respected all the mothers. Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. No, he respected all of them, even what Kaikeyi has done. Despite that, he had no ill feelings for Kaikeyi. He respected her, right? Now, he got married to Sita, you know. When Sita said that he would accompany him, Ram, in the forest, of course, Ram did not agree at once. And Ram tried to convince him that Sita, you know, was a princess, so she should be living in the palace and not in the forest where there will be hardships and all. But Sita was firm in her decision, and Ram accepted because they are better halves. No? He accepted. And of course, you know, Lakshman also went to the forest with Ram. Now, marriage glorifies Sri Ram. If you remember marriage is the uncle of Ravan. And Ravan sent marriage as the golden deer to defeat Ram, to divert his mind, so that he could kidnap Sita. Ravan could kidnap Sita. Now, marriage, he was from the demon clan. He was the uncle of Ravan. He was from the demon clan. He disguised as the deer to divert the mind of Ram. Mimsa, he knew that Ram was God. And he also praised Ram. Marriage praised Ram. Right? They know that this is God, but still they do the negative thing. And marriage ke kripa, he knew that he would be killed by Ram. And that can be the greatest honor, you can say, to that Ram will be the one who would kill you, who will destroy you, right? So his way of describing Ram has not been disowned by his father, nor has he gone against moral principle, nor is he greedy. He was not greedy. Beaucoup de gens dire he is greedy parce que he wanted to be the king and he was greedy, like Manthara said that. Nor is he of evil conduct, nor has he brought disgrace to the warriors. Nor he is devoid of piety and virtues, nor is he hard-hearted, right? So this is the description of Ram as per marriage. So even the demon, the point here is the demon marriage glorifies Ram. No doubt Ravan also knew Ram was God. He also glorified Ram, right? At the time of his death, he glorified Ram. Right? This is the story of Saputlala, the Sugriv and all. We already talked about it last time. You can go through it, of course. So Ram being the savior of the oppressed, here the oppressed is Vibhishan. When Vibhishan was kicked out from Lanka, he went to Ram, and Ram accepted him wholeheartedly, without any doubt that might be Ravan might have sent him there, right? So he embraced Vibhishan. So whoever surrenders to God, he accepts us. He is the ideal king. Remember the word Ram Raj, perfect governance, right? When Ram became the king, everything was perfect in Ayodhya. People had food, people had the basic needs, everyone was happy, right? Voilà, this is a bit about Ram. Let's see a bit about Sita. You know, Sita being the princess, yet she renounced the pleasure, the luxuries, the comfort of the palace, and she stood by the husband, her husband, in time of difficulty. This is how normally we define a chaste woman. It's somewhere in the notes. A chaste woman is someone who stands by the husband in times of difficulty as well as happiness, right? And you know how we got Sita? King Janak was plowing the land to do fire sacrifice, and because there was no water, and they got a kind of a box, something in which there was Sita. So Sita came from earth, right? And King Janak adopted Sita. That's why Sita is known as Janaki. Janaki, that is the daughter of King Janak, right? So she is very courageous because she lifted the bow of Shiv. The bow of Shiv secretly meant King Janak, right? So there was a bowl actually when she was playing with her friends. There was a bowl who went under the bow of Shiv. So no one could lift the bow of Shiv, but Sita, she just lifted that and removed the bowl from there. And then there was the Swayamvar of Sita, where Sita chose her husband, and Ram was the one who lifted the bow and broke the bow, and he got married to Sita. There was the wedding ceremony, they returned to Ayodhya, then they got the news that they had to go to the forest, right? But Sita had no hard or ill feelings for Kaikeyi, just like Ram. Normalement, de nos jours, il n'est pas content du monde qui fait nous du tort, non? But Sita had no ill feelings for that. Parce que at the end, everything is for a normal person, and Ram being depicted as a normal person in Ramayana. Everything is karma. And Sita had said herself, she said that she has been born to endure pain, to face difficulty, pain, right? So definitely she was a chaste woman. Here's the definition of chaste. Chaste woman, we call that sati. But in a definition, sati, when the husband dies, the wife, the widow sit on the pyre and get herself burned. No, that is another thing. It's not that sati. Sati, c'est pas to be sati like that. Sati means chaste. Au fait qu'il faisait burn the wife on the pyre, c'est to prove that she's chaste, she has been faithful, she is faithful to her husband. Parce que si son husband pas là, there's no happiness, no? So, but that is definitely not a good practice. And chaste, this is what you call sati, ou bien you call that pativrata in Hindi, we call that pativrata. So a chaste woman is one who serves her husband in great devotion. She seeks the welfare of the husband. She adjusts as per the likes and dislikes of the husband. Consider the husband as God, observing austerities, God carême, fait la prière, etc. Showing great reverence and humility to the elders, not deviating from the code of conduct, is happy when the husband is happy, is sad when the husband is sad, right? And dies when her husband is dead. This is definitely not the sati I told you now. What does it mean to die when the husband is dead? Is, when the husband dies, we don't feel good. We don't connect to that material world. That part of us dies, of people. That part dies. So, nous n'est plus connected to that materialism. This is what is meant here. In the time of Ram, sati system was not practiced. So, trois mamans, they were widows, they were living, they did not become sati, right? So before leaving, she took the blessings of everyone, even from Kaikeyi. No, she had no ill feeling. Now, when they crossed the river to go to the forest, Ram had nothing to give to Kevat, who was the boatman. Then Sita removed her ring to give as a fare to pay to the boatman. Actually, Ram did not tell him to remove, did not tell her to remove the ring and to pay Kevat. She knew, she understood the mind, the feelings of the husband, and she acted as per. This is definitely definition of a chaste woman. She also met, they also, because Ram and Lakshman as well, they met sage Atri and Ansuya. Ansuya was the wife of Atri, where Ansuya praised Sita, and Ansuya gave Sita many jewelries. When Ravan kidnapped Sita, Sita threw many jewelries. C'est ça, man jewelries, là même, c'est qu'il était, right? And, she was kidnapped, and Jatayu tried to help, but he was not successful. Sita has been a great wife in terms of, il paraît comme Draupadi, who advised the husband whenever needed, who reminded the husband of the duties whenever needed. And she inspired Ram to live a life of Brahman, a true life of Brahman. in the forest. Ram thiye na weapon avec lui, right? But they renounced the warrior life and the palace luxurious life. They were now in the forest. You can see a retirement. No, so they had to live like a true Brahmin. And Sita, in fair Ram comprend que they have to live like a true Brahmin, but when needed, they have to fight, definitely to protect themselves. And Ram was not someone who would be offended by the advice of Sita. De nos jours, quand nous disons, and monsieur qui a fait you're a woman, you should not interfere, you should not give advice. But she was not, right? He was not. And you have the Lakshman Rekha, right? Sita should not cross that Lakshman Rekha, but eventually she crossed that, and she was kidnapped by Ravan, right? And if you remember, Lakshman had never seen the face of Sita. That is a way to show respect. The sister-in-law is like the mother, right, of the brother-in-law, right? She could never recognize Sita. So, you know, make Sita in front of him, he could never recognize. Donc, Sita was brave, strong-minded. Here you have some quotes you can use how to describe Sita, right? This is how Jatayu helped Sita through. These are things I already told you. Then meeting of Hanuman and Ram, and together with Sita. Then when Sita was kidnapped, Hanuman flew to Lanka to meet Sita, where Hanuman met Sita, and then Hanuman returned to Ram to give the news about Sita. So when she was living in Lanka, she showed pity, she showed love, compassion, even to the demons. Those soldiers, those demons working for Ravan. They were not at fault, right? Now it is said that Sita, before going to the forest, she entered fire. Then another Sita came out. It was Kumatya, so shadow which came out. That's why Ravan could kidnap Sita. If it was the true real Sita, he could not have touched Sita, right? So after the return from Lanka to Ayodhya, she became the queen, but later she had to renounce because Ram abandoned her again, and she went to the forest. She was pregnant, and she delivered 2 babies, Love and Kush, right? Voilà, this is